Hi guys, thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. My name is Catherine for those of you who are here for the first time, and I tell true stories. My story today is about Ouija board. Ouija board. An Ouija board is a board that is used to communicate with the dead. So you know what's coming? Of course. It is forbidden by Christianity, and most of the time it's used by witches. Watch to the end to see what happened to one person who gave her story of when she created an Ouija board and used it. So an Ouija board has letters in Latin and numbers 0 to 9. I don't know why they don't have 10, but 0 to 9 and the Latin letters. And it has a planchette. It's a heart-shaped plastic or wooden thing that is used during a seance to move. It's held by the people attending a seance, and it moves to the letters to communicate. A seance is a sitting, as in these people who have come together to communicate with their dead people or their dead relative. It looks weird, sounds weird, and sounds like something from the movie, but it is a reality. People are using it, and you will know why. Watch to the end to know why they put on graves, rest in peace, or during funerals they tell people, may his soul rest in peace. Do not tamper with people who have already died, because it is believed that the Ouija board does not actually bring your loved ones to communicate with you, but it opens portals to the demons to communicate with you. And that is why using an Ouija board is very dangerous and is forbidden by the churches. So besides the letters in Latin and the numbers 0 to 9, I don't know whether it's the numbers in Latin or the letters, one of those. Google. So it also has the word goodbye and hello. Hello and goodbye. Goodbye meaning that if you do not close the sewing session, this is when you will be opening portals to the demons. And even the people who have closed the Ouija board, the spirit board, or the witch board as it's known, even the people who have closed it have experienced weird things happening to them. You go sit in a session and you ask, is there a spirit? I don't even want to mention it because I don't know, maybe mentioning it will also bring about something like what happened to, what was the name? Susan Marble, and the many more who have never said it. Susan Marble and her friends had been watching all these horror movies with the Ouija board and decided they're going to try it out. So they created their own Ouija board. This is a fake one, mark you, a fake one. They put all the letters there. They put the numbers there and the hello and the goodbye. Even mentioning that scares me because you never know, maybe fixing it in the air. And so they held their own seance session. As I said, it is a sitting of these people who have not let go of their dead and want to still communicate with them, or so they think. So they held such a session on their fake paper board, normally it's a wooden board, and summoned their beloved one to come, asking questions. Do you see us? You see, they place their hands on the planchette and it moves to yes. or no. And even if it's a no, it means it has been answered by what? It is not them moving their hands. It is some force that moves their hands to the answer. And what is that if it's not the demon? The demon that wants you to get answers from within and not from God is the one that is moving you so that distract your attention from God to Him. Although the people who are using it have no idea that it's demonic. So as I was saying, this lady and her friends, Susan Marble, held a session. And when they finished the session, things were never the same again for her. Did I say she's Susan Marble? Yes, her name was Susan Marble, and this is her story. The house that they performed the seance in began having crackling noises from the wood because the house had a wooden floor. Why wasn't it making these crackling sounds before the seance? It used to be peaceful before. And she never felt like herself again. She was almost always rather sleeping, lazy, as in she'd been kind of attacked by the demon of sloth. Is it Asmodeus? One of those demons, if you look at one of my videos about the 7 demons, archdemons, you will see the demon of laziness. It's like it had gotten into her and she was so sleepy all the time, lazy. It was never peaceful. She will feel a presence in the house until they decided, no, we need to pray about this. And her friend plus her boyfriend got into a prayer session to get rid of this feeling. During that prayer session, her eyes rolled to her back and she lost consciousness. They tried to wake her up, but she couldn't. So they thought that something within that house was the one causing it. So they decided to drive about 2 to 3 miles away from there. Is when her eyes rolled back and she regained her consciousness. Why did they roll back? Why did they roll? That sounds weird. And so they decided, no, we need to call a priest to bless this house, get whatever it is in the house. And so the priest asked them, did you use anything in this house that might be causing this kind of feelings? And then that's when he discovered that they had used an Ouija board. But they said it's a fake one. So they expect nothing to happen for it. But the priest say, no, 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 no. Do not play around with these things. Do not try this at home. Leave these things for the movies. And so the boyfriend took away the Ouija board and destroyed it. But Susan doesn't know where he took it. He doesn't know whether he burnt it in the compound or just buried the papers somewhere. She doesn't know. Because even after the blessing of the house, she could still feel some presence. Although there was no crackling of the wooden floors, she could feel a presence. And whenever she was in the compound, she could still feel a strong presence of something there that made her uncomfortable. So it could have been that her boyfriend could have buried the Ouija board that they had made within the compound or burnt it within the compound and just left the ashes there in the compound. She swore never to touch an Ouija board, and she will advise anyone, don't try these things. This is a true story from just one of the people who have experienced an attack by opening portals through an Ouija board or Ouija board, whatever they call it. She attracted some supernatural entities that were not so good. So if you like my content, like, share, and subscribe. Ciao.